Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Shout out to Mr. Adderley for this video. This is his message. Bro, look what I woke up to. Pure gold. She hit the wall and changed her tune. Mr. Adderley, thank you for your message. Salute. Now, before we get into this, I would like to address this first.
We were talking about the ring by spring mindset of young white college female students and how they're making sure that, yes, they're earning their degrees, but also their MRS degree. And they are sure to graduate with a fiance by graduation. Now, culturally, this has not been a thing for black women because we've been raised to focus on our careers, get our financial footing, and then after sit down and pick a mate to do life with. But are we doing it all wrong?
I want to address the ring by spring mindset. The ring by spring is part of the culture at Christian colleges and universities. It reflects a cultural expectation or tradition in some Christian educational settings. So this does not happen at the majority of colleges where Feminist ideology is pushed. The ring by spring tradition at some Christian colleges and universities, which encourages students to marry before graduation, can be seen as a reflective of changing social norms and the declining influence of traditional religious institutions on individual life choices. So remember, fellas, the culture and societal norms influences our behavior. Let's get it. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do, because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
I'm starting today's sidebar with a hot take. I unequivocally believe and advocate for young black women to adopt this MRS degree mentality. Yeah, I said it. Damn!
Wow, with the emphasis. I'll be damned. That wall knocked some sense into this woman.
Now, it bucks the traditional teachings of us avoiding boys until we are so-called established.
Hold up. You're not avoiding boys. How are you avoiding boys when you are?
But what no one tells us as young black women matriculating on America's college campuses is that for these 4 years, or maybe 7 or 8, depending on whether or not you pursue graduate or professional studies, well, this will be the last time that you will be in such a concentrated space with this many presumably available men of projected equal educational and financial positioning. And if you desire to marry a black man, as the vast majority of black women do, this is even more so the case.
When it comes to dating outside your own race, the sisters do not score high on the interracial dating market. So they are the last ones that should be throwing their men under the bus. The advantage that college has over these dating apps is the daily routine, seeing each other on a regular basis, and the element of spontaneity, which makes it easier to make deeper connections. So dating only gets harder after college.
And this is exactly where this whole idea starts to get really complicated, right? See, culturally, our society has shifted a bit from stigmatizing men who choose to be forever bachelors. These middle-aged single men are no longer punished by way of being kept out of prestigious companies or leadership roles. I mean, we literally have a 63-year-old, single, never been married, heterosexual black man as the mayor of New York City right now. And there's another one just like him. He happens to be 54, and he's serving in the U.S. Senate. So listen, I can understand, very understand, how a black man who is successful and educated would not be greatly incentivized to hurry up and put a ring on any woman's finger by the time he walks across a college graduation stage.
Okay, two things. First off, Mayor Eric Adams, Senator Tim Scott, and Michael B. Jordan. Check this out.
Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in life, and we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshot. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him. Like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshot?
Now, Michael B. Jordan has looks, and he was still considered corny. Brothers like Senator Tim Scott are considered educated lames. They don't have swag. They are categorized Carlton Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You think I'm a sellout. Why? Because I live in a big house or I dress a certain way? Or maybe it's because I like Barry Manilow.
He meant Barry White, y'all.
Which brings me to the next point. Janice Reed.
I'm dating a lovely Christian girl, Scott enthusiastically said in Iowa at the Faith and Freedom Coalition's fall banquet earlier this month when State Attorney General Brenna Bird asked him in an interview, "Other than your mama, is there any special lady in your life?"
Senator Tim Scott hasn't revealed this woman yet. Don't be surprised if it's not a sister. We made a 40-minute video explaining black women's attitude that will give you a better understanding why Senator Tim Scott would have a non-black girlfriend. It's not a diss video, but it comes down to a lot of things Chris Rock said in his stand-up. Check this out.
I don't believe a black woman could be first lady. You know why? Because a black woman cannot play the background of a relationship. Don't get me wrong, a black woman could be president with no problem. First lady, too much shutting up in that job. Can you imagine telling your black wife that you president? Honey, I won, I'm president. No, we president.
Eboni K. Williams has the same attitude problem, but it seems she had a reality check after the backlash she got from the interview with Dr. Van Zandt. And of course, the wall that she hit head first.
No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us.
This is pure gold. What in the blue hell is going on here? Eboni K. Williams dropping red pill truth bombs. Feminism has left the building. What happened to the feminist message? What happened to that feel-good Kool-Aid?
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year.
Damn!
Well. This is what I'm talking about. Use your platform, use your experience to educate the next generation from making the same mistakes you've made instead of leading them to follow in your footsteps. But she puts a lot of emphasis on educated brothers, and that's exactly why Eboni K. Williams got in trouble. This is where Tyler Perry comes in.
Yep. Because you listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you, and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill, as long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm gonna cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then, that is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody to, who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you, hope it happens. Go on, keep your list.
Sisters did not like to hear this, just like Eboni does not want to date a bus driver. Because women are women first, and women don't want to date down. So unless you're gonna start investing in your boys, because that's heavily overlooked, remember the reading levels? Women will always outnumber men in college, and mathematically, most women will never date the top 10, top 20% of men. Just like Eboni said, you are all chasing the same guys. Dr. Jen is using her platform to serve that feel-good Kool-Aid.
In my 40s, which I am, I'm proud to say that things have gotten a little bit better for me, meaning how much or little rather I beat myself up. The reason why I haven't gotten married is honestly because I haven't found him yet. And you know what? It was one day that it literally took me waking up one morning where I had blamed myself and said, well, maybe you are too picky. Well, maybe you are crazy. And maybe you didn't take this seriously. And why didn't you do this? And why weren't you this? And I can't believe you did this. And how'd you let 15 years go by without thinking about this?
What Dr. Jen is doing is not helping. Women keep women single, and it's millennial women like Eboni K who are part of the loneliest generation. These next 7 to 10 years are going to be very rough for women in their 40s. Reality is gonna hit them very hard.
It just sucks. And I'm tired. And I make jokes about the buffoons that I have been encountering in dating. But in reality, this is my reality. This is my reality.
This is what dark comedy looks like. She's the butt of her own joke, and she knows it. Get prepared for an abundance of TikTok videos of 40-plus-year-old women crying in the car.
And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college, and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
We made this channel for men. That's why we started this channel. Not because we hate women. It's because men's voices need to be heard, and men need to be educated on the foolishness that's going on so they can protect themselves at all times. The channel is called Manosphere Highlights Daily. We highlight men's issues, female nature, and the effects of society on human behavior. We encourage you to become the best man that you can be. But if you want to know how to do push-ups, then you have to go to the push-ups channel. If you want to know about money, you have to go to the money channel. I've said it many times on this channel that I took my talents overseas. I had to look for content that could help me with that. So I watched a combination of channels: push-up channels, money channels, travel channels, language channels, and manosphere channels. Everything that I had to do to become the best version of myself. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. You know why? Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we? Shit. manosphere we work in. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.